we could go to some really exciting stuff, because I obviously follow you on Instagram and stay up to date with what you do. And I know for a fact that you are writing a book called Dare to Facilitate. So tell me a little bit about that. What is the book about? And more importantly, who is it for? Who would benefit from this book?
Well, it started off with so I'm consulting at the moment at a engineering firm called AFRI, which finishes in August. And I was going through a mental process of, what do I know enough to write a book about? What can I do to talking about packaging? I love conceptualizing and packaging things. And I thought about the game Truth or Dare, but actually it was more sort of dare or dare. So I really want people to become more daring. And I wouldn't want to write a book about things that I already know, because I would find that boring. And I wouldn't want to read it myself. I mean, there's a plethora of facilitation books, some written by my friends, there's probably thousands. It's like, it's not like didn't feel it. So my idea was to do a facilitation book called Dare to Facilitate, and it has 30 chapters, all various different sides of facilitation. So, for example, we have Dare to Include, Dare to Play, Dare to Be, Dare to Improvise.
Yeah.
The list goes on. And for each chapter, I have invited a collaborator, a chapter contributor, to write the actual dares. So my process is I write the chapter, the general framework of the chapter, and I write the truths, which are, if you play Truth or Dare, you actually get questions when you pick truth. So the questions are more sort of open, reflective questions around the subject area for you to think about and hopefully write down and do something with, but that's your prerogative. And then there's the dares, which are more specific facilitation activities or something that you can go away and do. So yeah, and then I'm, around this book, I'm building this sort of Dare to ecosystem. I've got a whole set of chapters, that I'm not writing about. I had to really, like, there's always going to be a chapter unwritten. And loads of people also, get in touch and be like, oh, I would love to do a chapter on this, that, and the other. So I'm looking at how I can translate those into more of a community product where you get those online, you get bonus chapters, stuff like that. And yeah, that's the book. So I have 30, actually there's 36 people plus an editor, 37. Today I'm talking to a couple of people about support with event planning and project management in general, because it's just like got bigger. And yeah, I've written half the chapters from my end, and they're out with 15 of them. And yeah.
Exciting. So who would you say should buy this book? Who is it for?
I would say, of course, anybody can buy the book, but I've approached it from the perspective that you already know a lot. Like you could be a seasoned facilitating professional. You could be a senior project manager or team leader, someone who works with people. But this is a creative book. It's an inspirational book. So it's basically, the idea is that it's it's full of ideas. So there will be, there's 4 dares per chapter. So there's like 120 ideas for stuff to do, depending on which chapter. And then there's also ideas for double dares and triple dares if you feel really adventurous. So that's the idea. It's like, here's, creative inspiration, support for you to go and do your thing. So that's my idea of empowering people who already have these skills or some of these skills, just go out and be more creative with them.
Yeah, I like what you said, how you've described it, I think on your Instagram, that it's not a how-to, it's a dare to. which, because there are so many brilliant how-to books out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is, you might, depending on which sphere of facilitation you operate within, you'll probably recognize some of the dares for sure. But I'm hoping that it's a reminder as well for those people. Like, oh yeah, extreme rock, paper, scissors. That's such a great, energizing activity. I'm gonna dare to do that with these like 50 security experts. They'll like that too. Just to, So we'll see. I've read 4 or 5 dare bundles.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to reading this book too.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And I think it just puts the head on the nail, or the nail on the head. I always get the order of that wrong. About that, it's about going out and doing and learning from that. Like we talked about in this session, it's you learn. You're the person learning the most when you're out and doing it, and so it's about getting people to act.
Yes. And sometimes it's also reminding yourself to deep dive. So, for example, I'm collaborating with a Swedish company called Planathon, who work with organizations for a planet positive future. And originally, I asked them, "Do you want to be part of my Dare to Plan?"
Yeah.
But after conversations, it's like, no, actually, let's do Dare to Imagine. Dare to imagine something being. And just by having that conversation made me also think about, okay, oh yeah, I remember, oh my God, I was going to do an imagination festival once upon a time. And oh yeah, I did this course at Bergs that was all about imagination and design fiction. And like, you start to remember things that you've done previously.
Yeah.
That you can then be like, actually, this could work in this context. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be a bit like that for other people as well. Like, seeing myself as the audience, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. So exciting. I'm very keen to read it when it does.
10 people have already bought it.
Oh my God.
It's not even like no, it's great. I need the support. It's all personally financed. I'm not doing it through an agent or anything. I'm just like, they're just gonna get in my way. I'm just gonna do it in my own way and get it out there.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself.
Yeah. Just taking a year-long pay cut, but it'll be worth it.
It will be. So how do people buy the book, and when will it be out?
Well, the original idea was that I was daring myself to write a book in 6 months. And if I stick to that plan, September. If I'm kind to myself, or if I don't know how, I've got a professional editor helping me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of unknowns. We don't know the state, it will be in by the time we have everybody's, when we get the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Who knows? So my aim is September, but definitely before Christmas. Otherwise, I'll get bored of the process. So yeah, before Christmas, and I'm hoping September, October.
Yeah, might be a really good Christmas gift to someone.
Exactly. To your whole department.
To everyone.
You can pre-order it.
Yeah.
So I've got like a discounted price for pre-order. So if you do that, that's money in your pocket. So either you can go through my website at Studio Theolin, or you can just go to daretofacilitate.com and it links to my website. And it's there at the moment before I create some other new concoction.
And those links will also be just below this video for anyone watching who wants to access that directly. But incredible. Thank you so much, Jenny, for taking the time to talk to us. I think we've covered some really interesting topics about, learning and seeing it as an experience, not just as a one-way street, all the way into how the new hybrid state really is enabling women in the workplace, all the way to your book that you're hopefully publishing soon, at least in 2023.
Yes, definitely. I mean, being being a female facilitator. What day to be alive. No, yeah, thank you so much. You know, I love talking about this stuff, and I do think that a lot of things will sort themselves out if we just talk to one another more about it.
Very true. I very much agree that. Well, thank you so much.